Over the last week, it's become abundantly clear that AI content is taking over social media short form. And if you haven't been following the channel, I run at Lifehack on Instagram, an AI first content page that's received over 700 million views on my content just this year, getting me almost 4 million new followers. In fact, just in the last few days, I posted this, an ingrown hair life hack video that got over 35 million views. Majority of the views were through the Facebook platform, and as you can see here on Social Blade, I'm not making this up, I got over 250,000 followers in just one day, and the following day we're already at 132,000. And I quickly want to apologize, I'm in the process of moving and I just got a new laptop, so I've been setting everything up. And the first thing I want to go into is the AI fruit videos. We're not talking about the AI life hack videos that I was making. We're talking about AI drama, soap opera like content where fruits are cheating on each other, doing absolutely everything. This is blowing up on X. This is blowing up on TikTok. In fact, this news has been circulating like crazy. Just here, you can see the AI Cinema TikTok page is getting millions of views instantly on all their videos. They created an AI fruit Love Island, and this is what it looks like on TikTok right here. One thing you will notice that a lot of the articles don't mention is the page was actually deleted by TikTok. So that's a little suspicious. Maybe there was a problem with like the Love Island trademark or something like that when it came to the content that they were creating. And that leads me to something that's extremely important to talk about, the short form platforms. So essentially we have Facebook and Instagram, we have YouTube Shorts, and we have TikTok, which are the big players. Now, just based on this, it's clear that TikTok may be very wary when it comes to AI content. And what I find absolutely most funny and also infuriating is the fact that Google created VO3, the AI video model that powers most of these videos. And in their YouTube Shorts app, they allow you to use VO3 as a model in a very basic way. However, YouTube seems to be the most likely platform to get banned for posting AI content or just generalized content in general. It seems like their AIs are deleting pages, and I see on Twitter every single day people are posting, why did my channel get deleted? Oftentimes they're not even posting AI content. But I have to warn that YouTube may not be the best platform to pursue right now just because of all this uncertainty, even though I highly think that they should be leaning into this. So let's quickly talk about content strategy. I had a lot of experience prior to all of this on Instagram, and that's why I started there. I created this Facebook page very recently. It's the most viral traction I have recently. And as you can see, all the posts are doing extremely well, cross-posting them through Instagram, and then they also get posted onto Facebook. And the best thing about this is you can add an AI label, in which I may be doing in the future. However, when you click on that, it does say that you only need to indicate that a video is AI if it depicts realistic situations. Like, for example, if you're taking an historic or political event and you're changing the characters or you're making it look like something happened that didn't, this is clearly not the case when it comes to the type of content we're making. It's animated content. It's very clear that this is not real life. But what I think is the most important is that the platform is embracing AI. It really does seem like all the big breakthroughs that have been growing and sustaining have been on meta platforms, meaning Instagram and Facebook. So let's take it back to the AI fruit drama for a second. This trend was absolutely wild. There was a lot more than just this AI cinema page. There are plenty of people, and honestly, the content is kind of raunchy, and that's why I was kind of ignoring it in the beginning, but now it's too big to ignore. It really shows that you can basically take the storytelling that's traditionally in drama books or TV shows or soap operas and apply it to any possible thing. So in this case, it's characters that look like fruit that are dating each other, cheating on each other, etc. It doesn't really matter specifically what they do. What matters is that people love the storylines. They're very dynamic, meaning people could comment in and say certain things that they wanted to happen, and they would feature those comments, etc. And just in general, it's just the human psychology of storytelling an interesting story or a story that gets to a specific person that they can relate to or get angry about or share with their friends, relatable, all that stuff. That's what the takeaway should be from this trend. Now I want to pivot over to a viral trend that's been absolutely blowing up on Instagram, and that is the specific characters that are an expert in their field. You have the monks, you have the financial advisor, you have the Chinese medicine person, you have everything. This guy is a good example of someone who's playing a specific character. Oftentimes you can see they have luxury cars, super easy to AI in the background, and this person is talking about wealth, saving money, and all the tips that the elites use, and you can see it's getting a ton of traction. This content is blowing up. As you can see, this is probably a very controversial video, but you can see 400,000 likes, 8 million views on just this, and it's fully created with AI. Here's another example. This is Chen Chinese Medicine, and this guy is essentially selling all of these products, and they're storytelling the videos of the person with the products, but obviously the product in the video is not real. The person is not real. They're just playing a character, but it's working. If you see, every single post is getting tons and tons of engagement. And this one is particularly interesting because you can tell right here, he is shilling products and probably doing a lot of sales in the process. So now that I've talked about those trends, I want to go into what I've been working on. I haven't posted a YouTube video for a while because I've been creating tons of content for my school community. As you can see here, we rebundled everything. Now we have the viral marketing masterclass, which is included when you join my school community. And as you can see here, we're adding new lessons like every single day. You can see we timestamped them all. And the reason we're doing this and trying to get stuff out as fast as possible is things are constantly changing. So we're basically taking formats, and the first one was the AI talking objects, the one that we absolutely mastered. We're showing how to make it manually, how to make it in a way that actually goes viral. Then we go to automating the workflow. Then we go to incorporating sponsors. The biggest mistake that I personally see people do is they want to automate everything from the very beginning, and then they create slop that just doesn't work. So as always, if you want to learn from me, someone that's gotten millions of followers using these techniques this year, at the cutting edge of all these models, being one of the first people to actually implement them, make sure to check out my school community. It's $50 a month, but I highly recommend you join for the yearly deal, which is roughly half off, particularly because we're doing new content every single week. So by the end of the year, you're going to have an immense amount of value. I've been focused on this since mid last year, but we've been making tons of improvements, templates, and when it comes to viral content lately. All right, and now let's talk about video models, because the video model you use is super important, but I have some breaking news right here. Sora is completely canceled. This is pretty wild. It just came out, and my thought process is OpenAI is trying so hard to compete with Anthropic on their chat model and coding that they just scrapped their creative endeavors. I think they went about this a little bit the wrong way. I don't think they should have done the social media app. I think it caused them too much compute, and it wasn't really used in a serious manner to generate content that you could share on other platforms and stuff like that. But this is just breaking news. I thought it was just the Sora app, and I thought that was totally fine, but it looks like they're getting rid of the API too. So that looks like pretty much death to this project. Not very good. I was even going to make a video on a new update they had to Sora 2. They called it Sora 2 even though Sora 2 was already out. So many complicated stuff in this AI space. But because of this, I'm going to be not looking as closely into Sora. And the next model I want to talk about is Kling. Kling has actually been improving. It's a Chinese model, and it's getting better and better. In fact, in this science video that we just released with this template that Sandra was building out, just giving you a little sneak preview to this lesson. But essentially, we use Kling for these science animations, which is the new category we're going into. And Kling actually does a really good job, and it is able to generate very fast and consistently, which is very important when it comes to creating automated content in the fashion that we're doing. And then now I want to give a brief update on Seedance. I know I made a video a couple weeks ago. People went crazy. The video went crazy, but ultimately it wasn't really a good solution. The problem, Seedance is created by a Chinese company. They trained off of all the movies and TV shows, I believe, and they got a lot of problems with Hollywood. They're kind of resolving this by not allowing you to upload faces to animate, which there are workarounds, I believe, and the model is extremely impressive, but there are a few major problems that have really gotten me from using it recently. The first one is just stability. Like, getting access to this model is hard, but getting it to actually render many times over the last few weeks when there was a release, it would take like 5 hours to render a clip. And for example, this is me generating on Flow. As you can see, I generate like hundreds of clips sometimes just to make a video. This is not even showing all of them, but I'm just going to scroll back here and show it. As good as the AI models are, they constantly make mistakes, and every time you make a clip, it's not just like you could just take the first clip and use it. If you did, you would not get even a tiny fraction of the followers that I've been achieving. So for example here, if you have to wait a half an hour or an hour between iterating, it would just take you way too long to make this content consistently, and you wouldn't be able to get out multiple videos a day, which is pretty important. However, Seedance in general, I think is a better model. And I believe that Seedance also allows for longer generations than 8 seconds, which is becoming very crucial to unlock new themes. Also, the last thing I need to note on Seedance is it's a lot more expensive. Each clip costs multiple dollars, I believe. And with VO and these bigger plans, you can essentially get clips for under 10 cents or 5 cents, which allows you to do hundreds of clips per video and only spend a couple dollars, opposed to spending a couple $100 on a video that other people may rip. Now let me show you how simple this is. I have my Claude LLM set up. I just give it a command like this, wait a couple of seconds. Then when Claude is done, all I have to do is copy this JSON file, go onto FreePik, paste it right here, hit go. It's then going to render all my scenes and the start frames. And now, as you can see, all the results rendered. We have the Sea Dream that's watermarked. We have the Nano Banana directly that's watermarked. And you can see all the different scenes. I can zoom in on this one right here, look at the image, download it, simply drag it and upload it into Flow Editor. And you can see this one with the crazy watermark in the background. This might even be too much, but the prompt will be right here. I can just copy it into Flow, generate my clips, and be on my way. So I hope this helped everyone out understand what type of content that people should be looking to make, what type of platforms you should be doing. And most crucially, if you want to learn all the skills step by step, all the templates and prompts that I use, make sure to join the school community that will be linked below.